This is about the importance of doing a walkthrough. One thing that's really important, it's a boilerplate in every real estate contract, is to do a walkthrough, and it's usually 5 days prior to close of escrow. Now, it's important for me to state that walkthroughs are not a contingency of the agreement. So that is not a time to bring up more things to be fixed. See how windy it is? Woo, baby. It's not a time to bring up things that need to be fixed. It's just to verify that the home is in the same condition as when you originally saw it, or if things had to be repaired, that they have been repaired. So what happens if you discover when you're doing the walkthrough that the seller never did those repairs? You have a couple of options. One is you can delay the closing. Now, sometimes that's not a very good option because you may have an expiration on your loan, especially if it's at the end of a month. Or you have to be out of your rental property, you have to be out of your home because it may be a concurrent closing. So what you can do is you can ask for a credit to be withheld from the seller's proceeds. And a lot of times we negotiate that. If you're concerned that maybe it'll actually cost more than what maybe your handyman goes out there right away and does an estimate for the items that still need to be repaired, you get an estimate immediately. And then you can always negotiate to have the sellers have 1.5 times the amount of whatever the repair is, or the repairs, to be withheld from the seller's proceeds. And the escrow company holds it, and that's out here in California. We have escrows. And then once the items are done after the close of escrow, then the rest of the money is released to the seller. So, usually there's a clause in there that it's done within 30 days after close of escrow. The seller was normally responsible for Section 1 termite, and that's infestation or infection that's evident. But nowadays, it can be negotiable. But it's pretty much understood most of the time, at least, that a lot of times the sellers will do it, but you still have to write it in. You can never assume. Never assume. So I'll give an example of why I think walkthroughs are really important, because of a mistake that I made. So, I'm buying properties many times sight unseen out in Tennessee. So I had an experience out there where I closed quite a few multifamily properties, and one of them I did not look at before I closed escrow. And with investment properties, it's all about cash flow, and it was fully occupied. And I had inspection, home inspection, I had a termite inspection out there. You have so many inspections in Tennessee, or at least I do. Well, right before we closed escrow, one of the tenants was evicted, and then the other tenant vacated, and the seller did not disclose this to the other realtor and to my realtor. We closed escrow. Lo and behold, I have 2 vacancies on this 4-plex. So I wasn't too pleased about that. I went into escrow on another property, and I flew out there for it. I went to go see my 4-plex. I won't make this a long, drawn-out story, I promise. But this is a learning lesson, because we realtors do make mistakes on our own properties. I went out there, the 4-plex, and still have the 2 vacancies. I couldn't figure out, why they're not renting out. And one of them had been trashed. And if only I had someone go out there and look at it, or well, if it had been disclosed, that would have been nice, and just made sure that it hadn't been trashed by the previous tenant, I wouldn't have had to spend thousands of dollars on that one unit alone. And then I discovered when I went out there that there is a crazy barking dog down below. And all of you who watch me on videos and see my posts, you know I'm a huge dog lover. Love, 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 love dogs. But when I was there with my property manager, with my realtor, with my contractor, the dog wouldn't stop barking. I just thought, it was just going absolutely berserk, and it was in one of the units downstairs. So the rentals upstairs, because it's in a building, going just back around, sorry about this, but the rentals upstairs, they were the vacant ones, and they were being shown. They'd been painted and all that. But no wonder they'd never been able to get leased out, because I found out there's a barking dog right there. So, needless to say, all my other investments have been really good. This has been a challenging one. So we've been dealing with this dog issue, and I'm gonna get these leased out. Just had to lower the rents on the upstairs ones, and we're figuring it all out. But I'm gonna be closing escrow on this 22 plus. But I told my broker today, I said, I want a video, photos of the vacant property, because I'm not going through this again. And at least with the 22 plex, I went to the home inspection. I spent hours at the property and negotiated a new roof on the property too. That was paid by the seller. Okay, so importance of a walkthrough. Make sure you do a walkthrough, because you never know if something has changed. I mean, it doesn't have to be a multifamily. It could be maybe there was a new water leak that just came about. You never ever know.